one of, if not the most cinematic fight moments I've seen in Genshin Impact, and that includes Fontaine. Because technically, Fontaine, we didn't really get a fight. It was just Neverlet rose up from the seas and then your people, and just fucking like cast rain, all kinds of stuff, right? Welcome back, and yep, this is going to be my second review. By the time this video posted up, my editor should have been able to cook up the story quest that we've just done in Genshin Impact 5.3. Finished all that, did a little bit of the capybara fight, did a bit of the three goons fight. Unfortunately, I do not have enough capacity within me to finish up Sitlali's companion quest, because Tagtone invaded my stream and he said if I were to do the Sitlali's quest, he's gonna kill me, right, in game. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to end it up here for Genshin Impact 5.3. So I'm not gonna be commenting anything about Sitlali's main story quest. So what it is to be at it is gonna be right here. Full no spoiler Genshin Impact 5.3 review. Context, finished the 5.3 Archon quest, did the capybara and the three goons, right? Overall, out of 10. Oh wait, before we even begin, I know for goddamn fact we're gonna have instigators in my YouTube comments, because I already seen a hell of a lot of fucking instigators in my goddamn chat today. The entire time when I was playing Genshin Impact, even up until the very end, there's a whole lot of fucking cruel bots just spamming. Oh my god, imagine playing this game. Oh my god, imagine playing this after Watering Waves on account. So I'ma just keep it a buck. This will have zero relation, zero comparison to Wuthering Waves specifically, and I will just be reviewing Genshin Impact 5.3 from the way I see fit, which is from the perspective of a goddamn tourist. Yippee! So I've been a tourist in... I would dare say I'm more of a tourist in Genshin than Wuthering Waves. Now that I think about it. Because for Wuthering Waves, at least since launch, we have dedicated a tremendous amount of time playing Wuthering Waves in like the first 1 month of the game, right? So I would say that even for Genshin Impact, this is probably my more touristy game compared to Wuthering Waves. So let's just go in right now. The overall rating I have of the version 5.3, mainly the Archon quest, right? Because I believe that Capybara and Three Goons, these two were outside of 5.3. So I'm just going to be talking about Archon quest specifically. For me personally, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'm gonna get destroyed by the Genshin Sense and all that stuff. But to be fair though, 6.5 is still a very, very good score. I feel that 6.5 is still a very, very good score. Because I feel that if you're anything above a 5, you are above mid, which is above average. Which, in this day and age, I feel the term mid has been tossed around way too frequently. So I feel like as long as you're above 5, you're in a pretty good shape. So here's why. Let's just go down a little bit. And we'll listen to Netland's happy music in the background. Music! Personally, I think for this patch, I feel that for this particular patch, specifically for 5.3, I think I'm gonna just give it like a 8 out of 10. It's not bad. I think Netland music has always been great, but there wasn't a lot of new stuff. There wasn't a lot. It's kind of like the same theme, the same song. So to be fair to Genshin Impact, it's kind of like comparing a brand new 5.0 to like a whole new region. So this is like the continuation towards the ending, finale, crescendo, everything. Essentially, I think the music is great. Nothing too insane to the point where it's like a 9 out of 10 for me. So just as it's standalone comparatively to like 5.0, 5.5, which I've played every single version so far, nothing changed too much. But doesn't mean that it's bad, it's just that nothing really changed too much. I am particularly fond of this specific moment. No spoilers, but there's this one moment around the middle of the story quest where right before the final war, right before the final war, there was this one moment where it was a little bit if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, right? And then afterwards, the final war crescendos, everything comes up, and then the finale, and all that. So that's gonna be the story. Okay, to be completely fair, I think if I were to appreciate the underlying lore, as well as the bridge towards the future chapters after 5.3, I think I can give it more points. But unfortunately, I'm not that in that, because for example, like the previous Genshin 5.0 up to 5.2, there was like the glass in the sky, the fake thing, the Karnria, the whole arc, and then the Shania on the kind of stuff. So for me, I think I couldn't really appreciate, especially towards the very, very end. So do take that with a grain of salt, because, I mean, to be fair, I also didn't know jack shit that much about the secrets of the echoes in One Race and all that kind of stuff. Right? So for both Wawa and Genshin, it is really like a tourist surface level kind of understanding. What I see in the story is what I get, right? Whatever they show me, I pay attention. If they are not important enough, I kind of just forget about them. But if they are important enough, you know, I do lock in all that kind of stuff. Right? So like, oh, you know, the goddamn aunt, you know, Capitano and all the kind of stuff. So I would say that for this story, it was a solid. Okay, you know, I think to be fair, I'll give it 6.5. It is quite literally the overall rating. I'm gonna give this a 6.5 out of 10. I think the build up towards the final fight was very, very nice. The build up towards the final fight was extremely nice. Probably one of, if not the most cinematic fight moments I've seen in Genshin Impact. And that includes Fontaine. Because technically Fontaine, we didn't really get a fight. It was just Neuvillette rose up from the seas and then your people, and just fucking like cards rain, all kinds of stuff, right? So I haven't seen a super, super good fight scene for like a while. Yeah, so I think Netland, that final crescendo was very, very well done. But I think the plot was a bit too cliche for me. No spoilers, I think the plot was very, very cliche. It's almost as cliche as, okay, by the time you watch this video, you would have seen my Carlotta story, right? It was almost as cliche as Carlotta and like how Carlotta, the final villain, all kind of stuff. So, I would have preferred if there was a little bit more depth into it. There was a little bit more depth into it because it's like leading towards a final fight. I already kind of expect the way the fight to turn out the way it turns out. There was a bit of a change towards the very, very last portion. I did not see that. Technically, I did not see that. But even though when that thing happened, I didn't feel too surprised that it happened. Because... okay, let's just be real, guys. I really don't think that... Okay, no spoiler. Oh my god, it's so hard to not see the spoiler, but like... yeah, I did not expect it to happen, but when it happened, I was not surprised. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So I highly recommend you guys play the story yourself as well to kind of just get to that point. Going forward into, I think this is also the end of Netherlands, right? Because it is Act 5 of Chapter 5. So going forward, 5.4, 5.5, I think my chat told me that they're all filler patches. They are going to be exploring a little bit of the other places. They're going to probably go back to Snezhnaya. They're going to go back to like Kanya or whatever. So this is basically the end of Netland for like everybody's happy now. They're gonna like you know, holy glazing. Okay, done. Exploration. Compared to pre-Netland, I think the exploration in Genshin, or rather in Netland, was a lot more accessible, right? Because of the bike and okay, yeah, you gotta pay for the units and that kind of stuff first. And also to be fair, for the traversing in the story itself, because I specifically spent the last 4 hours playing only the story, I think I didn't really feel that much of a exploration obstacle. I didn't have to climb walls. I didn't have to see my stamina bar go down almost all the time. And of course, I leave the main maps of Netherlands itself, just like Venus. I leave all explorations for both Wawa and Genshin to them exactly combinations. So to be fair, this is only from what I experienced during my playtime here. I feel that this exploration is a pretty alright 7 out of 10. Not as crazy as Wuthering Waves, but they still improve quite a bit compared to pre-Netland. So I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Like standalone as Genshin Impact by itself, I think this is a pretty good amount of QOLs compared to old Genshin. Okay, storytelling. You know what's crazy? I think this storytelling, I don't know why, but I actually didn't feel like there was a lot of yep for this particular 5.3. Compared to all the other acts, I actually felt that the story was paced quite well. There was at no point where I felt like, oh my god, why the hell are they yapping so much? But it might be because I played this game in CNVA. And the way I know this is CNVAs, they almost feel like they talk a lot faster to the point where I sometimes I couldn't even keep up with the EN subtitles because they're talking like way so fast. So I was like listening to the CN, and then when I was looking at the EN subtitles, I was like, oh my god, they're already done. So I actually didn't felt that this story was very draggy at all. I think the pacing was very good before the build up to the final war. And then there was a little bit of a happy moment, and then post final war. So I think this storytelling is gonna be 8 out of 10 for me, compared to the. It almost felt a little bit like Honkai Starbucks 2.7. I felt that there wasn't really a lot of yet for this particular patch. I liked it. You know, I'll give it 8.5. I feel like this is actually really nice. I'll give it 8.5. One of the best paced Netland arc. One of, if not, the best paced Netland arc. Okay, CNVA. Now, unfortunately, I didn't play in ENVA because my chat told me that there was this one particular cutscene that Lumin unfortunately does not have an ENVA, and it would drastically impact the experience I would get from that particular cutscene. On top of that, I think a lot of the other voice actors that were in EN are not voiced. So I did not play the whole thing throughout the entire playthrough. I played it in CN. So no ENVA reading, but I liked it a lot. Hail CN. Hail Baba. Hail everyone, honestly. I really like this CN. They all felt more natural and not draggy. All had great expressions. Maybe okay, if I have to rank, right? Baba over mavuika. Over okay, you know what? Actually, I like Kachina. Not Kachina, mavuika. Probably around the same ranks as Mualani, and then everyone else. Yep, something like this. I really liked Baba's VN, all kinds of stuff, right? Story fights. Okay, like there was only that one segment that we had to fight. Because before that, it was like all celebratory, happy, walking down the lane. There was only a single domain where we had to fight. Yeah, there was only a single domain that we had to fight. So I think I'll give it the same score as Wawa, to be fair. Because I don't think the story was supposed to be focused on the fight anyways. So, and I don't think it was like particularly challenging, especially for somebody that I legit have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Half the time when they're asking me to aim the thing, I don't know what the hell I'm aiming, and I still managed to get through. So I think this is the only way that I can rate this fairly. But to be fair, you shouldn't really be judging story fights based on difficulty. It's just that because story fights, they are kind of programmed this way, I can legit be smashing my fucking face on the keyboard and you wouldn't die. Or you wouldn't lose. You wouldn't feel like, oh shit, I'm cooked. And even when I died, I came back again. So it is what it is, right? Bang. Local legends. You only fought 2. I did it at world level. Okay, yeah, I'll take that all into considerations. I think I'll just give it like a 7 out of 10, you know? It was alright. It was alright. I was basically just mashing. I was just mashing, and whenever my out button came up, and then I just used the out. Whenever the skill came out, I used the out, right? So, kind of like the same thing I was doing with Watering Waves. So, I think it's alright. Visuals! You know, I'll give it 8. I will give it a 7.5 out of 10, actually. I'll mainly tied to the final war arc. Before that, it was mainly... It was the same stuff from 5.0 through 5.3. Okay, I'll give it I would like give it a 7 if I had to split them. Silali's story, this is ditch because we are not doing this. Okay, I'm gonna need a screenshot. An excellent screenshot if I can say so myself. So with that, we've come to the end of Genshin Impact 5.3. I wish I got time to do Silali's quest, but unfortunately I really need to head back to the Astro Express. So it is what it is. And that will conclude my tourism, my tour trip around Rena Sita and Netland. And then we're gonna be going back home tomorrow. I think the entire fight, or rather the entire 5.3, it can be summed up that the ending was super Deikai. The ending was super Deikai, but overall still kinda brought down by the way they structured leading towards the fight, because like I really am just not too surprised that the ending fight led to this way. That being said, the execution is still very, very well done. Between this as well as the past few Netland patches, I think I like the war one a little bit more than 5.3. Like the one where we actually had the war and we had to go around and like kill people and like save the Saurians, the little camp thing. I think I like that a little bit more. And then followed by this. Oh, actually I should do this one thing. Now that 5.3 is over. Genshin all arcs so far as a tourist. I feel like Netherlands is around the same plot as Sumeru. Like very, very similar. I think they're both really good. It's just that Fontaine was very, very nice. And the whole Farina just really hard carry Fontaine. So I feel like Netherlands is around the same ballpark as Sumeru. Both have their pros, both have their cons. I think Sumeru definitely has a lot more yep compared to Netherlands. So I'm just gonna lump them around the same category here. There's Li Yue, Mondstadt, and what, Inazuma, right? I like Li Yue a lot. Hell Dawi, Hell Xian. Li Yue. Between Mondstadt and Inazuma, I'm gonna keep it about. Both are like, I can't even remember anymore. That's how insignificant they are. So, okay, you know what? A small minor bump to Sumeru. I think Kasante's final arc was kind of crazy. But I can't just be like, you know, just because it was emotional, I can't. Okay, I'll make it like this. Okay, with that, we have come to the end of our tourist adventures in Genshin Impact. Set up my summary, set my piece, gave the ratings. But this will not be my final video because I'm about to, okay, as of this time recording, I'm about to record another video immediately after this. Part 2. Addressing some of the things that I have personally experienced during my playthrough in Genshin, right? So, see you guys in the next video. Word of the day is gonna be the Frozen Throne. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, join Twitter, and join Twitter. All the best of my gacha push up. See you guys next time.